Hey everyone, Brian from Bearable Traders here. It is the weekend again. It is Sunday, May 11th, getting this video out. This is the weekend video. We'll go over what happened last week in the markets, and then we'll take a look ahead and see what we got coming up this week. And before we move on, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Wishing you all the best. So let's get down to taking a look at the markets. Okay, quick review of what happened last week, May 5th. Little less eventful week, I would say. Fed left rates unchanged. That was completely expected. They did mention some concern about stagflation creeping in the economy, sort of waiting and see, taking a wait and see approach, see what happens with inflation as some of the tariff actions start to maybe hit the consumer shelves. Meanwhile, on the tariff front, the UK seemed keen to make a deal. And there have been some meetings planned with China over the weekend in Geneva. Haven't really heard much on how those are going right now, but those are ongoing. So we'll be watching for that next week, some announcements there. But you can see here the week, the indexes pretty much remained unchanged, a little bit to the downside. The IWM, kind of the only one that was just marginally green there, the small caps. Industrial and utilities, sectors that gained the most, healthcare by far the biggest losing sector on the week, and 2-year and 10-year treasuries inched up a little bit, and dollar also up, which is kind of what you'd expect if the treasuries are up. And Bitcoin's been making a run here, 103 140 last time I looked, but we'll take a look at that in the charts coming up. And last week it was under 100,000, so we're making a move here back to that high of 107, so we'll see where that goes. And that was your week in review. So just taking a pause here, as always, like to do a quick plug for my books that are available on Amazon. Of course, this is a swing traded video, and these are some of the strategies that I use for swing trading. I cover in these two books, How to Swing Trade and Profiting as an Active Trader, so you can check those out. And also I've got an options trading book. My latest book came out and covers A to Z with options, and also some day trading options if you're interested, but swing trading, day trading, all the strategies that you can use to trade options. So they are available on Amazon in all 3 forms, hard copy, audio, and e-version. So check those out. And let's get back and take a look at some indexes. Okay, so taking a look at some of our indexes and other data points, always starting with the treasuries. You can see we've started to come back up here. We are in a bit of a trading range here as far as the yields on the treasuries go, but you can see we're inching back up here, and I guess we'll wait to see what CPI data is. Depending on what comes out of there, we might see it pop up if inflation starts to show up again, but if we get a benign number or a number that's sort of in line, probably again we're going to stay in a range here. 10-year, I think again we're kind of range bound here, no man's land at this point, but again waiting for that CPI data. So you can see what happens here on throughout the week. We had a little bit up and down, really just trading in a range, and we'll better show it on the weekly chart. For the Dow, you can see here we're just we didn't make any headway either down or up, just sort of sideways. Volume dropping off a little bit here, and yeah, so kind of a wait and see what's going to happen with these tariffs. I think it's going to be pretty much the same message for every index here. You can see we've come back up, and now we've kind of stalled out here after we had this nice bounce back on the Qs. So wait and see. Again, pretty much all these indexes look the same, really. Sort of stuck in this range between some moving averages, and yeah, no headway during the week at all. So and figure it out, just pretty much the IWM as well, although we did have a positive end of the week on the IWM. So as long as interest rates don't really start to tick up, I think we could be heading back up here to this 210 level, 209 level, possibly. But again, volume really dropping off here on the even on the IWM. And the VIX, you can see here, VIX is dropping again here, fear index. So a lot of the fear has come out of that market. market there, and you can see pretty much inside day on Friday on UUP, which is the dollar index, but you can see here we're kind of creeping up with yields, which is very and well, pretty much as expected. And you can see here we're at 103,844 on the Bitcoin, and you see here we almost got to 105 just recently. So we are right at an area where I do expect some pretty significant resistance, and we'll take a look at some of my swing trades because one of them is in the Bitcoin. So we'll take a look at that here next. All right, so let's look at some of the trades I did last week. As I've been mentioning in my previous swing trade videos, I was looking at BABA, possibility to sell 120 puts, and I did sell some and basically collected the premium at the end of the week. When you sell puts, you get money, and as long as the puts don't go into the money, you're pretty much profitable. So it stayed out of the money there, and just choppy week. And so collected the premium on that one. I might look to do that again next week. We'll see what happens. IBT, I've been in this for over, full week last week, and I got into it the week before and had a really nice pop up here. We are getting into an area where I'm expecting to see some resistance, so I'll probably take some profits here on Monday. But this is my Bitcoin trade, really has worked out quite well in the last couple of days here. PLTR, I mentioned I was holding this in this run up to earnings. I also mentioned on my previous weekend video that I was not going to hold it through earnings. Don't like holding swing trades through earnings. And so, of course, it dropped down here, and I'm obviously glad I got out of it before the earnings numbers came out. But then I just got back right in it again because I know it's going to pop back up. It just seems to have that meme stock quality. I also sold some 100 puts down here, and they expired at the end of the week as well after we put in this bottom here. Sold some puts, and again collected premium, and kept the premium at the end of the week because it did not finish below 100. So that was another nice trade. Silver I'm out of right now. Not in that one. TQQ, I still have some from my previous week. Still holding a little bit here. Still profitable. And Tesla, I got out of that. I was in that the week before, got out of it, as I mentioned in my swing trade video. I got it out early in the week on Monday, and came back down, but now it's popped back up again. So again, Tesla kind of struggling to get above this sort of 300 level. So we'll be watching that one next week. Okay, so this is the stuff I'm going to be watching for next week, some potential trades. I'm looking at gold here. It's kind of consolidating. I'm watching for a breakout above this, this sort of 50 level, 51. And we could go back up and retest the highs here. Again, it may just be stuck in a range, but I'm kind of keeping an eye on it right now. So for a possible breakout, I did mention the possibility of selling some 46 puts down here and just collecting premium, because it does look like it's sort of holding up here as well. So possibility for that. Meta, again, I'm kind of lukewarm on all these stocks right now because we do seem to be stuck in a range. You can see Meta was pretty much range bound for the entire week. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Really didn't make much headway one way or another, and sold off on the Friday. So again, possibility when in a market like this, you could sell premium, you could sell calls, you can sell puts, and collect premium. And as long as the stocks don't move, you just collect the premium at the end of the week. Microsoft had really good earnings numbers. You can see here we're back up pretty close to all-time highs. This 445 level, it pretty much corresponds to this high, 443.67. Couldn't quite break out because this looks like a double top here. And again, that'll be an area that'll be critical to for if Microsoft wants to move up, have to break through that level. And again, that's going to be resistance to watch at. And talking about double tops, I was looking at Netflix. Netflix looks like it's finally, we had this big earnings release and it just kept running. And finally looks like we've put in a bit of a double top here. RSI dropping down, stochastics and MACD kind of rolling over a little bit here. So I'm not expecting a huge pullback on Netflix. Might get down to 1100 here, possibly, but certainly it looks like a top has been put in on Netflix for the time. And that's about it for stuff I'm watching. As again, I think it's kind of a bit of a dangerous market right now, with news flow, and we seem to be sort of stuck now in a bit of a trading range. So we'll see if we can break out of that next week. Okay, so we're wrapping things up for the week of May 12th. There's your levels on the Dow, Q, SPY, IWM, and support and resistance. You can see for economic events, we do have CPI data coming out on Tuesday. That's going to be most anticipated probably data point coming out this week. Read on inflation. Of course, we got PPI data on Thursday before the market open as well. And as far as earnings go, we've got Rigetti. Could be interesting. And Thursday, we've got Walmart, read on the consumer, and Applied Materials there after the close on Thursday. So we do have a few earnings to watch on Thursday. As far as high level, this is what I'm thinking. I'm looking for more positive news on tariffs. Markets do look a little range bound here, sort of as these sort of tariff news roll out, become less and less impactful. I think volatility is going to continue, maybe at a little less level. If you're going to trade the news flow, where you start out when the news is released, if you get, for example, a pop, I would use the starting point of the news flow as a stop. So just be careful on that. And again, I continue to remain cautious for the long term. It seems like not really doing much for the debt, potential for inflation to kick back up. So we'll be watching that as well. So that's it, everybody. Again, happy Mother's Day. We'll see you in the room, hopefully Monday morning, 8 o'clock live on YouTube, and in the room for our BBT members, starting with a pre-market show. And yeah, so have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Bye for now.